And we are here with Season 13 DB tier list. We're going to jump right off into this one. So to start, we're going to start clearing off this board a little bit. What are your thoughts on fellow teammate Shadow?
Shit. Shadow, fuck the haters, comeback season. Shadow's about to be at the top of the game. Nah, I wouldn't be surprised if Shadow went ghost and ended up in D tier, motherfucker.
D tier, dropping them low. All right. So we're going to pull another one quick here. We got Tuda Crib. I know we saw him in the running back tier list, I believe it was. What are your thoughts on Tuda Crib?
Opponent quarterbacks are going to treat him like a baby and rock his ass all the way to the
Ooh.
crib on their way to a victory.
Ooh.
And with that being said, I don't know much about him, so question mark.
Oh, question mark early for Tuda Crib. All right. What are your thoughts on Hog Crazy? Is he gonna go crazy on other teams, or is he gonna be a pog just flopping around in the mud? What are your thoughts on Hog Crazy?
Uh, Been in the league a long time. He's a good dude. As far as his gameplay goes, it's hard to tell. Like you said, if he goes crazy, he'll be all right. If he goes hog crazy, that might be a little too much, depending on who he's playing with.
It might be.
Um, we'll throw hog crazy. He'll be a comfortable B tier for now, but if he acts up a little bit, he might slide.
Comfortable where I can slide up, slide down. All right. What do you think? Let's pull up K Cord. What do you think of K Cord?
Um, the, because of his line this season, he's gonna hear a lot of slack from his teammates, which might diminish him a little bit mentally. His competitive edge might slide. He's gonna be playing quarterback too, so if he's doing poorly there, that could affect his gameplay. So I'm gonna put him at a C tier, but I think that his skills probably outweigh that. He just got to put it all together.
Well, sometimes a little tough love from some teammates is what's going to really bring out the competitive spirit that might really push him to make the jump to B. That might be what he needs this season. So up next we have Carnage 311. Where are you placing Carnage?
Carnage is a tough one to put. He played back in the league. He's with his favorite team, the Cowboys. He played back in the day, is what I meant to say. Good player, one of Smitty's friends. I played against him in a scrim. His team did pretty well, so I assume that he was locking my ass up, but that doesn't mean much. I'm out there like fucking Stevie Wonder throwing ducks into the secondary. So we'll throw Carnage. He'll be C tier just because of the lack of gameplay.
Okay, C tier, not bad, not too high, not too low. Plenty of room to grow. So let's clear some of these off your camera here. What do you think about C Pain Champ? I mean, he's
Shit,
calling
C
himself
Pain.
Champ, so I don't know if he's getting a little overrated right out the gate here. But what do you think about him?
Uh, Shit, I don't care if he's overrated or not. He's going to be the best QB on the team that I'm currently on, so I'm going to overrate him again if that is the case and throw him as the first guy in A tier.
A tier for DB. All right. C Pain coming out strong. Got good teammate support. That's always important for a good late season run. Up next, we have TP Braves. Think we're gonna need the TP to throw it on him when he goes out there, or what do you think of TP Braves?
Um, I think what that means is he's probably brave enough not to use TP because when this dude shits, it comes out clean, right?
Ooh,
The only
gotcha.
problem is
No
it also
wipers.
allows for the other teams to shit on his secondary, which means
Uh,
TP Braves is going to slide himself. Looking at the rest of the bracket quick to get a good gauge. We got down there. Yeah, no, we'll put him in the C tier. We'll
C
put
tier.
to
All right, all right.
C tier.
We have a lot more players than we generally have, so we'll see a lot more submissions per tier ranking on this
Yeah, we're
list
still going to
today.
start off with our traditional three each, and then we'll expand from there.
All right, so taking another. Let's start plucking from down here. Let's go with High Walker. What do you think about High Walker?
Honestly, I've played with Highwalker so much, and I still have no fucking idea how good he is at defense. Like zero idea. Um, I gotta throw him in mystery because I've played with him, I've played against
Mystery.
him, and I don't know. So maybe that's a bad thing, maybe that's a good thing. I just have no clue.
All right, some mysteries despite the experience and time. Oh, let's mute this ad because I don't know what that's gonna do to me. And there we go. All right, so we'll start plucking off the bottom some more. What about J Rugga? Rugga Rugga. Think it's time
I
to
think
push him under the rug, or what do you think?
Jay Rugger was jaded by the last submission, putting him at question mark, which is honestly one of the better ones. I'd rather be question mark than like B tier.
It's probably the safest, honestly. It kind of keeps you clear of everyone. No one hates on you for
Yeah.
being above them. No one shits on you for being below them. They just shrug
And
it off and say, "See you in the season."
just to keep things consistent, I'm gonna throw him in question mark tier again just to stir the pot a bit.
Oh, just to piss the man off. Question marks all around. Mystery man on the board. All right, let's start plucking. A name I struggle with every time. I Death. What do you think about I Deity?
Um, idea that he makes other quarterbacks look like they're deities when they're playing against him. E
Mmm.
for B tier, death, B tier,
Oh.
death to that defense. He couldn't cover a fucking, six flies flying around shit.
Oh. Poor, poor flies and poor shit. All right, so let's go with. Let's take out Ace. What do you think about Ace here?
Ace Bugs. Shit. His name's almost Ace Hood. Ace Hood rapped about Bugattis. He's got bugs in his name instead of Hood. That means B. It's all aligning with B. The signs are telling me B tier.
B tier. Sorry about that. Or just some music in the back. All right, so we're going through a couple more names jumping off the list here. How about Rivals? It's a name I'm not super familiar with. What are your thoughts on Rivals?
Last I heard, Rivals didn't have Xbox Live at the moment, so I don't know if he's trolling or what.
Oh, tough luck
But
out there.
I don't know. So I'll let you decide on the tier. But that's really all the information we know is that he doesn't have Xbox Live.
Don't have Xbox Live. Yeah, I mean,
So he might show up. He might run to GameStop real quick and use his gift cards, or I don't really know.
so part of me thinks he might be a little based and want to put him in S just for being against the system like that and sucking it to him. But I mean, you don't even know if you're gonna show up. You don't know if your teammate's gonna be there. If you can't depend on your teammate, you got to go in the D tier. I mean, I don't think there's any other spot we can allow that to happen. So, a couple more names. One more before I announce this next player. I got a couple quick things to say. I'll keep it short. I spoke on this player a little bit in the last tier list after we kind of shared some words off camera. I understand media can sometimes get a bit personal and go beyond just the camera. But I thought we put most of that behind us. We went out, we released the tier list. I kind of thought I was going out of my way ranking him. If anything, I thought I might have been kind of giving him a little too much credit than he deserved just to make up for it. I said in the video, bygones be bygones. I was ready to just kind of let it go. All the ranty and all the complaining. I kept it in backlog footage. I wasn't gonna bring it out. Wasn't gonna do anything. And then he has the nerve to reach out to me after the last video again. And why do you gotta go bring up all the personal stuff on camera? Why do you gotta go tell people I was asking you for all that stuff? Everyone thinks I'm a soft little bitch boy now. Why do you gotta do all that? And you know what? I'm kind of sick of his shit. So we're gonna pull Riggs up right here. And honestly, I don't even think he belongs in this tier. I don't even think he belongs in this league the way he's been acting lately. So I got an extra little surprise here, just for Riggs, just to start things off, just to feel things around in this tier list. I'm bringing out the Filth Bucket. So here, Riggs, defensive back, season 13, is gonna go in the Filth Bucket where he belongs. So, and I was thinking more on it. I was talking to Groff a little bit. I'm gonna go back. I want you guys to understand exactly how this all played out, from first step to second step to this final conclusion.
I'm not even certain.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna take this uncut footage, the footage we couldn't publish because the audio was corrupted from Griffin's. I'm gonna cut it up. I'm not even gonna cut it up. Completely uncut, completely unreleased. Even if there's missing audio from Griffin speaking, the whole clip for everyone to see is gonna get published. So keep an eye on that. I don't know if it'll be after this video, tomorrow morning. It's gonna get released. You're gonna have more to see with that. I'm sick of this whole open conversation. We're just gonna close the entire chapter, one last step. So all right, sorry. Okay, go ahead, and then we'll skip over this Riggs. He's already wasted too much of my time at this point. So what's up?
So I'm gonna let him waste a little bit more of your time. I want you to do off the top of your head a live prediction of how many touchdowns get scored on Riggs versus how many he scores this season.
How many? Oh man, how many games are we playing this season? That's a tough.
You play 3 week for 4 weeks, 12.
12. All right. I think he's gonna score.
Two.
No, I think he'll score 6. I think he'll score 6 touchdowns. Um, I think how many will he have? He gives up one a game at least, so that's 12 off the top. Um, he'll usually call an all-out blitz on like a 3rd and long and give up a touchdown a couple times. We'll put that at 16. I'll say he'll give up 17 touchdowns and score. I don't even remember what I gave him anymore. 7, 6, 3?
Six.
I
So
don't know.
he'll have a -11
Minus
as
11?
far as
Alright, we're
his.
putting that on January 19th. Minotaur predicted minus 11 differential for Riggs time this season. So there we go. Alright, I don't mean to keep wasting time on this freaking filth over here. So let's, you have a name you want to pull up off this list then? You call next? I'm a little
Yeah.
clammy over here.
I'm gonna go with brisket.
Alright, you want to pick up brisket. What are your thoughts here on brisket?
After some heartfelt conversations and some long talks, and him, owning the barbecue brisket moniker,
Mm-hmm.
I think I've come around to this guy, and I think he's going to be put in the A tier.
A tier, the good old sloppy brisket up here with some extra sauce in the A tier.
You need sauce to slip it in.
You need sauce, and he's gonna be saucy, just like the best sauce out on DB field out there. All right, so after brisket and A tier, we have a few more. Let's look at defeat. What do you think of defeat here? You think he's defeat? Think he's gonna line up defeat after defeat? What do you think's on his
defeat kind of
upcoming
sucks.
season?
It's
kind of loud, though, again.
He's terrible. Defeat. He named
Kind of like
himself
the
defeat because
foot fungus is kind of what it makes me think of.
It just makes me think of he's tackling, aiming for the feet, shoestring. He's gonna miss a lot of tackles.
He's gonna be diving left and right.
Yeah, he's got 2 left feet, I've heard. So with that being said, he's gonna be our first guy in S tier.
S tier defeat. Claiming up the first spot in S tier. I think we all probably saw that one coming. We all know he's a menace on defense. No offense once you get paired up against him. So let's take Hero Bricked here. You think he's gonna have a reason to be bricked up this season, or you think his teammates gonna be throwing bricks at him for his performance?
I don't think he'll be a hero. I think he's gonna have a reason to be bricked up, and that's because he's gonna be spending a lot of time in the brothel when he's not playing games and ECUs are filling.
So we got a Deshaun on the squad.
We got Deshaun filth bricked. And we're gonna throw him in
filthy. No Deshaun's around here.
His genitalia is gonna reek week 4.
Oh god. All right. Well, I mean, if we're going on the reeking genitalia, I think there's one name we got to pull up next, and that's Mark Dog, the man who's using it more than anybody. I don't know if that means it's gonna be stinkier and filthier, or if he's gonna keep it fresh from cleaning it more. I don't know the man. I don't know his tendencies over there. But what do you think of Mark Dog at DB?
If I had to guess, it probably smells like raw fish. Left open, left out in the open. Super
good can of cat food.
Potent. It's potent smell. Mark's fucking more than most people take shits. So he's using it, and legend has it on account of how much how much ass he claims to get. His dick's been rubbed pretty raw.
Ooh.
Legend has it he's white in the pants now.
Ooh, that's unfortunate for him.
Yeah. So he'll be in the filth tier as well.
I don't even want. I'm just thinking about that makes me want to just get that out of here.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get on. Let's go to Beastie here. Let's go Beastie. What do you think about Beastie?
He's good. Gets the job done, I guess. He has to be an owner because nobody would want to draft him, right?
Yeah, probably.
Right, I wouldn't draft him. And that's because he would go too soon in the draft. He's an A tier all day.
A tier Beastie. And that puts 3 in the A tier. So we're filling out a few tiers. Question mark D, C. We got B and S open, along with a few other availabilities as we have a few extra players. So with a few left to go, what are your thoughts on Kool-Aids?
Oh yeah, Kool-Aid is gonna find himself in the S tier, busting through
S
walls, busting through the
tier.
offensive line, catching picks, taking him to the cribbo. That's the Kool-Aid man, and I expect him to show up screaming and leaving his mark.
Absolutely. All right, we'll keep it a little quicker here. Paid dough. What are your thoughts on paid dough?
Paid dough, paid dough, paid dough. Kind of brings my mind to Play-Doh, malleable player that you can
You can
fit in
mold
any
them up
system and
pretty
he's gonna
well,
play
but they're
well.
not very mobile. They dry out a little quick too.
They do. They do.
Little
So they're
brittle.
gonna have to get to him while he's fresh, and then they're not
Okay.
gonna have to change their defense all season. I'm gonna put Paid Dough in the B tier.
B tier, paid dough. Round that out. All right. So now we have all these available. We can start filling out some of these other tiers. All right. Let's look at the villain. What are your thoughts on the villain? The villain Lulu.
Not the villain Lou. So I mean, do we really have to elaborate on this guy? I mean, the villain Lou, he'll suck your dick and take your money, right? We're throwing Lou in the filth tier because that boy is down and dirty. He'll do anything and
Down
he'll say
and
anything.
dirty.
And he gets me nervous lining up against him. My knees buckle, and I
Fucking
don't know if that's a good
fiend.
thing or a bad thing.
My hands are getting sweaty just thinking about him now. I don't like it at all. All
No,
right.
no, I
Up next, we got Chop Dukes. Think about Chop
uh,
Dukes here. A name I don't know if we've seen in some of the other tier lists. He doesn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm,
Chop
disrespecting him,
Dukes,
forgetting about him like that.
or like he got chopped from his team because he's Dookie. That boy is
Oh,
D tier. He just got dropped.
oh,
Sorry,
oh,
chopped. We'll see you on the
oh,
waivers.
wah, wah. We'll put him upside down. Poor guy. All
That boy
right.
is free falling.
All right. Up next, Ebok. Where are you throwing Ebok up here on that list? Keep in mind we got one
Ebok.
S tier open and every other position available for the taking.
Ebok kind of reminds me of like Arbok, Pokemon,
Yeah,
Snake
yeah, it always kind of makes
Pokemon,
you think of it. I don't know, is he a
Snake
snake on the
Pokemon.
team? Do you kind of want that kind of energy in your locker room? You want him
Oh yeah,
leaking. Do you think maybe he's going to be leaking stuff to us media like that? You think we're going to be hearing some disgruntled player leaks, midway through the season? Makes
yeah.
you
He,
makes you
he's
wonder as a player.
he's a mischievous fucker. A little nefarious at times. I'm gonna put him in A tier because he's a good player, but I wouldn't be surprised if we hear some hissing coming out of that locker room around week 2, week 3.
I would not be surprised at all. All right, a name we've made a little attention to before. Here we have Beefy Chubb. Now the question is, are we going to allow this kind of filth to continue in the league? Is he good enough to go on this tier list? Do you think he belongs in the filth? What are your thoughts here on Beefy Chubb?
Um, you know what? All those guys down below, other than Hero Brick, sorry, you're in the filth tier, are in there for reasons other than their gamer tag. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Beefy Chubb in the C tier,
All right,
just
all
to
right.
kind of switch things up. Put him
Yeah, I
maybe
think I
where he
think we might
rightfully
have. Yeah, I think
belongs.
we might have done him a little dirty in the last ranking because of his name. I didn't want to kind of push him somewhere he didn't deserve to be, so I respect that pick. All right, what are your thoughts on Yogi?
Yogi was a little disgruntled. We heard some murmurs coming
Oh,
from the league
Yogi
that he was going to
Bear.
retire because he wasn't in the last tier list.
Ah,
Um, so
shoot.
as far as Yogi Bear, I mean, what do
Is
you
he
know about
stealing
Yogi
some
Bear?
baskets over there? What's he
Stealing
doing? What's he
picnic
up to?
baskets. He's taking that shit to the house.
Oh,
He's, taking stuff that's not his. He's picking it off. We're gonna put Yogi Bear in Yogi B tier.
Yogi B. I think that's a good spot there for a Yogi. All right, so up next, how about Child Please? Where are you putting Child Please?
I'm gonna let you do this one. I'm gonna sit this one out.
You're gonna let me take this
I
one?
abstain. I abstain.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, brother's game like that. You're throwing me on the spot. What
You
am
don't
I
know brother's game.
thinking?
What's that say about him?
Ah, that's true. What do I know about Shaw? Please. I think it would be disrespectful to put him in the D tier. Uh, obviously, I don't know if I can put him in the S tier.
Calling an audible. I'm back in. I
You're
was out
back
on him.
in?
I'm back in on him.
Okay.
I want you to turn his name sideways and slide him in between B and C tier.
B and C. Turn them sideways in between B and T. Like that? Wouldn't you want to just
Yep.
stay sideways?
Yep.
I don't know if you can see it.
No, you can't. You have to put it in the black.
You know, just
Right
slide
there.
in
Perfect.
between. Right in the middle, huh? Slide right. You're just indecisive on them. All right, child, please. You can take it as you will. You can take it if you want B tier. You can take it if you want C tier. You're sitting right on the line. All right. Up next is Woody. What are your thoughts here on Woody?
I mean, he said it himself. He sucks, right? He's come out and just said it, like, and it was something along the lines of like, "Hey, everybody, I'm Woody, I'm ass," or there's
I
something
think
like it was
so.
weird.
I think
It
so.
was like that. Um, so I mean, he rightfully probably belongs in the filth tier because he's a dirty motherfucker. But I'm call another audible. Throw him in A tier. Put Brisket in
A
S tier.
tier. Oh, audible. We're making moves. We're making waves. The first time in the tier list series. Late play adjustments. All right. So I have a switch up there. Brisket bumping up to S tier. And good old Woody sliding in an A tier. All right. Board. Critical. What do you think? What do you think about Critical? Last
I'm
player
not.
on the board.
I'm not going to be too critical of him here. This dude, I think he was a. Um, you know what? Yeah, just keep spinning for a second. It'll come to me.
Yeah.
There
It's
we
like a
go.
loading
Okay.
symbol.
All right, I'm feeling it out. In between B and A tier, sideways in between B and A.
B and A, we got a few sideways players this time around. B and A, there's a little bit of overlap. That way, if you want to fight it out, you can maybe duke it out a little bit, throw a few hands.
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
this might be the best work we've done.
This might be. I think it's the most complete, the most accurate, the most precise.
A little more sporadic than normal ones, a little less in-depth analysis because that shit was getting boring. So we
There's
just
some long
decided,
ones there.
and we'll just do it this way. So
Okay, just go with gut feel.
yeah, that's gonna do it for the season 13 DB tier list. If you have problems, tell Minotaur. If you love it, tell me. Any other problems, you tell your mama.
Yeah. All right. See ya.